This is Mormon to Marley with Jeff and Michelle. And this is where, even after 30 years together, you begin to learn one thing is true.
What's that, baby?
I'm beginning to look just like my mother as the days go on. And,
wow, what an interesting way to start
because I
our
talked to her
conversation here today.
I talked to her today, and I felt like I was talking to myself.
Oh. So,
because I imagine if I were on the
nonetheless-
other end of the phone, if I were,
nonetheless, an interesting
yeah.
intro for our
Anyway.
talk about music.
But what we try
and
to do,
religion.
well, I was going to get to that. But what we try to
okay.
do is bring all these things that are really just issues in our own life,
A lot of therapeutic needs
right?
that aren't being met.
Wrapped in music, mostly. Well, really, all
Yeah,
kinds of music. Music
from-
does it.
From Mormon music, like
No, I don't do
the
Mormon music.
Brigham
anymore.
Young University Young Ambassadors singing group,
God.
to
I'm going to fade this music out.
Rebelution, Kabaka Pyramid,
Yeah,
new
yeah, we do
reggae
everything, and we talk about,
revival.
it's
music.
where we talk about our, getting out of the religion thing and business. No longer in that business anymore. Subscribing to one
What
way
business?
of thinking. Religion.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What happened to Dreamland by Stick Figure?
Oh, it's still going, but I turned it
Listen,
down.
we intro every time to this, and I never, ever, until the day I die
Yeah.
and beyond, will ever get tired of this. In fact, I hope that my little cells that are floating around in the cosmos
carry this song.
carry this song, on a
I would
breeze.
think there's a few other songs
This
too,
song.
though.
This
No?
is in there. This is for sure in
Oh,
there.
I
I want to
don't know if
float
it's in there.
my little cells or whatever
me.
is
Come
left
on.
over when I return to the earth
Yeah.
and my life is over.
I'm turning it up.
I want to float with you in the endless beyond. And
To
this is,
Dreamland by Stick Figure.
Sure.
This is off Stick Figure's album, Burial Ground. Yeah.
from I don't know, a few years back.
It was 3 albums ago, I believe. And
So I just wanted to get that
Yeah.
out there. I will never get tired of this song by Stick Figure.
no,
And I wish that we had a review of a Stick Figure concert to talk about.
they
That
don't
would-
tour anymore.
Well, I don't know when the next time we are going to be seeing them is. And there's no concert. I need a concert date to hold on to for hope
On the
so that I
morrow.
won't give up.
On the
No.
horizon.
I'm like the cat, the hang in there, the kitty cat that's with the poster.
Yeah.
The hang in there poster, and the kitty cat's just hanging by a thread.
Oh, yeah.
And it says hang in there. It's like a poster from the 80s that
It's
everyone
so
had in their
stupid.
bedroom
So
or whatever.
corporate. Very corporate.
Well, that's like me. I'm the kitty cat.
Yeah.
And I'm hanging onto a thread, and at the top is a concert by Stick Figure, and I'm just hanging on by a thread because I don't have a Stick Figure concert to look forward to.
Is he helping or is he trying to cut the rope?
I guess I'm just hanging on to life barely, and I would be more stable in life if I knew that that Stick Figure was
Stick Figure was going to tour.
touring,
Yeah.
and that we had tickets. But
I don't know what's going on.
So-
I mean, other people, I'm sure they're planning something.
they're
Yeah.
probably performing, just not.
Okay,
neck
yeah,
of the woods.
and they may be.
But
I'd
here's
feel
what we
really
do have.
stupid if it's like, they're in.
No, I would know.
No,
They're
we-
coming through
we
Salt Lake
would
City.
know.
Listen, who do we have though
They're
that's
not
coming
coming
up?
to Salt
Who
Lake.
who have we just seen? Who are we going to talk about
Well,
right now?
the big one we just saw here in Salt Lake, and kudos to our venue that we'll talk about, Rio Tinto.
Yeah, about 5 days ago, September 2nd, we saw
Rebelution.
Rebelution.
In the opening, 2 acts were really good.
Keznamdi
I say act. That sounds
Keznamdi
weird.
was first, Jamaican
Keznamdi,
artist.
yeah. Yeah, we've always
And
liked him. And then
Kabaka Pyramid.
Kabaka Pyramid, yeah.
And I wish that I had listened to more of Kabaka Pyramid.
Yeah, me too.
I knew that they were popular.
Yeah,
I just hadn't squeezed it into my schedule of listening
Right.
quite yet.
right.
But I'm so glad that Rebelution brought Kabaka Pyramid with them.
Yeah, for sure. They were a replacement, right?
I'm not sure, but Steel
Yeah, I don't either.
Steel
Doesn't
Pulse
matter.
was supposed to
Be
perform,
one of the openers.
and so was the Green.
The Green. Yeah.
And both of them backed
Both
out
of them
because
had
of
health concerns.
COVID health concerns.
Yeah.
I'm going to drink while you talk.
Yeah. But what a nice surprise. I mean, we always love getting Keznamdi. I think he has so much. I don't know if you say potential.
Nice
well, that it was Keznamdi and Kabaka Pyramid.
Okay.
Because one of them we really like. One, Kabaka we had never seen. It was great to see them. They're really good.
Say be more specific. Tell what you know. Tell why. Have we seen Keznamdi? Have we seen Kabaka Pyramid?
Why are you acting like my mother?
I need more specifics. You just speak in such generalities.
Well, I thought we were just getting warmed up.
I'm drinking right now.
Oh, yeah.
An alcoholic beverage, and I would like you to.
Well, I don't mind putting on a
sense.
Kabaka Pyramid song.
You're going to skip to Kabaka and not say anything about Keznamdi first?
We love Keznamdi, and we've talked about him several times on here. Several times.
So, okay, well, just recap.
He's got a good band. I think he needs, I don't know what he needs. There's something, though, because...
Energy.
Yeah, and he's kind of a chill guy, so that's okay.
Polish.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe that's the word. And what was weird is
Rehearsal.
it at Rio Tinto Stadium, it was nice, right? Because they didn't have the lights on, the house lights. That's great.
Yeah. Well, they did this time, but Keznamdi was way before the sun went down. And what we had with Keznamdi was a lightning.
Yeah, we had a storm blow through, and they had to stop the show, and it was, that's always...
For quite a while, we were getting...
That's always a bit of an uphill climb for the artist, Because they kind of get something going, and then all of a sudden they get stopped, and, it's just weird. But that's not his fault. That's the weather. I'm just saying that, I don't know. I think he could be better than he is, I guess.
We have seen Keznamdi
But we
before.
love Keznamdi.
He's like
good, man.
more of an up-and-coming reggae artist. Well, I don't know if up-and-coming, but, is usually like the opener for the opener. He's really nice to look at, and I think he moves well on stage, and he's just his energy was markedly not as much as Kabaka Pyramid, who came afterwards. So, and it kind of comes off as not as practiced, not as rehearsed.
This is so right by Keznamdi.
He's got a nice voice. Nice to look at.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
I thought more people would know the words in the crowd. And I'm like, listen, you got to step up your,
Yeah, but he was the first opener.
I know.
I mean,
if you're here for reggae,
this has got a good groove.
Then, come on, let's do better, people. Let's listen to the artist before you go to the concert.
Right,
prepare beforehand.
Yeah. He's got a good groove. His band is really good, too.
I would just like a little bit more polish on his stage show.
Yeah, on the show,
and
maybe.
more energy.
But he's an older... he's been around a while.
What?
Keznamdi's been around a while, dude.
What?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that? That's so general. Be specific. You make him sound like he's 50 years old. And he's probably in his 20s.
I didn't mean that. I meant what I'm saying is that usually on a stage show, you've done it a bunch. That's all I meant. He's done it a bunch. I would think that, I'm saying to your point, I would think that he's great with the crowd, though. When he speaks to the crowd, he's really good at it. He's very engaging.
Okay, listen to this.
Okay.
Keznamdi, it might help if we actually research these people beforehand.
Go ahead.
Keznamdi grew up with parents who were lead singers in an international reggae band, Chakula.
Okay.
Or Chakula. I'm not really sure how to pronounce it.
Okay.
And they have his parents are in a band that has 10 albums.
Right on.
And the recording studio was in his home. Listen, Keznamdi, I don't know what his name, but Keznamdi, he's got to step it up. If his parents are in an international reggae band,
yeah, I know.
feel like he needs more polish.
And I think he
I
can.
want him so badly.
He can. Yeah.
He's
good, man.
To kind of have more polish with his movements.
Yeah.
More purposeful stage.
Yeah.
Show closer to what Rebelution is. I don't know. It just looks more professional when you
I know what you're
It's
saying, but some of
transitions
it's
between the
not.
songs. It's
But
between the songs,
but
transitions. And
I get it. I do. But sometimes you don't want to rush that because it can come off very rehearsed and performed. And I know what you're saying, though. But, yeah.
Listen. Kabaka's sister... Excuse me, not Kabaka. Keznamdi's sister. Well, they're both K.
Yeah,
K
I know.
names. Keznamdi's sister was Miss Jamaica World Beach
Jeez.
Beauty.
Well, because
and she was married to Jakir, who's a reggae artist. And so I'm just saying he's been surrounded, by reggae. I feel like he should know what a smooth transition, polished. I want him to be everything because he is so good looking.
Yeah.
And he has such a nice voice. I want him to be his best. I just want Keznamdi to be his best. That's a teacher in me that I just want him to
really encouraging.
Be his best. And I know he has more to
I know
give.
what you mean. I know what you're saying. I get the same feel from him, but we love him, man. We go every time he's here. So
interesting. He went to St. Mary's College in Northern California. That's
right on.
I feel like that's kind of bougie. Like that's expensive.
Okay.
Like that's a Catholic. Someone from my high school went there, and I remember St. Mary. I swear it was like private Catholic. I'm not sure.
Well, he's really good. So
he lived in Tanzania for 3 years.
How long were you going to do this?
Well, until you give me something better to talk about, until you
let's
direct
move
the
on,
conversation in a more meaningful way.
We're just really covering the Rebelution show.
Please, by all means.
And Keznamdi was great. Everyone should go see this guy. He comes through regularly, here to Salt Lake. We've seen him, I don't know, 2-3 times in Salt Lake.
In Salt Lake, we saw him at Soundwell.
He was great there, too.
We've seen him at some festivals. I feel like maybe in Phoenix.
Probably in festivals and stuff.
Like Reggae Rise Up.
Good vibe. But then the new one to us, though, that we had never seen was Kabaka Pyramid.
Kabaka Pyramid.
And this is all obviously in the reggae genre.
They are from Kingston, Jamaica, I believe.
Listening.
Kabaka Pyramid is.
Yeah.
And we really liked Kabaka Pyramid.
Ooh, they have one with Damian Marley I love. You found. Sorry. I'll give you credit. You found it.
Oh, thank you.
Right, you found it.
So he's tall and lean, just like Keznamdi.
Yeah, you like this.
Kabaka Pyramid. Yeah. His last name is Salmon.
I think that's the band, isn't it? Or no? Okay.
Kabaka Pyramid is the name of the band, but the lead singer's name is...
Yeah. Well, you made it sound like Kabaka
Kiran Salmon, but he goes by...
Yeah.
Kabaka means king in
I
Ethiopian.
Gotcha. He is known as Kabaka. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. Sorry.
Well, he's a lead singer, so I'm saying him as in the lead singer.
Hold on.
Well, this is with Damian Marley.
Now what's in that recipe?
So tell me about when was this? What is this from? What is this?
Well,
this is with Damian
you
Marley.
were saying you almost like this one as much as like medication and stuff. I don't think so, but it's good. This is a really good.
If
song.
I could see Kabaka Pyramid and Damian Marley perform this together, that would be amazing.
Wouldn't that be cool? It's some festival. One of the radio festivals.
So Kabaka Pyramid, the lead singer is long and lean, just like Keznamdi.
Yeah, right.
Which but much more polished. I feel like on stage, not perfectly, of course, but polished.
He's got a little bit more energy naturally.
Oh, there was a lot of jumping,
a
lot of energy with Kabaka Pyramid.
More
jumping
than Keznamdi naturally.
Yes,
I'm saying.
yes.
His whole aura, Kabaka's whole aura was pretty radiant, energetic.
Yep.
He's a good vibe.
I don't remember anything about any of the other performers on stage except for Kabaka because I really watched the lead singer.
Yeah.
Unless someone else blows me away. Do you remember anything about his band or?
Yeah, they're good too. They're hard hitters, just kind of like Keznamdi's band. There's this whole, for instance, their rhythm section is like a, live they hit hard. It's like R&B hip hop, more like hip hop, but.
Oh, I think he was influenced by
the style
hip hop in Jamaica, and he liked some different kinds of music.
But they're hard hitters like that, or they're energetic. I mean, not a bass player's hard hitter, but the drummers are all hard hitting. That style, that hip hop style, man, they are good. And it makes the music pop. This is what I try to tell, or would try to tell other bands that are lacking a live show. You have to find really good players to be a good live production, in my opinion.
Yep.
Rebelution has Wes on the drums. He's that. He knows how to sound live. He knows how to sound good. Different style than those other guys, but he knows how to sound good. It's hard.
Yeah,
it's hard to know.
I want to make a note about Wes on the drums with Rebelution. Rebelution played after Kabaka Pyramid.
Yeah, well, they were the headline. Yeah,
I want to say something
show.
about Wes. Remind me to say
Yeah,
something about
all
Wes
right.
when we talk about Rebelution.
Anyway, so this is
But
Kabaka Pyramid.
basically, Kabaka Pyramid, we loved. I loved it. Pretty much everything about it. When
I did too.
Opened up for Rebelution.
I did too. I thought it was a great opener, and I thought they kept the energy going. Their band was legit. Killer rhythm section, just like Keznamdi's, pretty good. But these guys were, they tore it up. They were great. Yeah.
So Kabaka Pyramid has not been around like that many years, and he's kind of part of the, like in the 2010s, came around somewhere in about 2015, 16, 17. And I don't know if there was like a reggae revival movement, but in Wikipedia or whatever, it's saying that Kabaka was part of like a reggae revival movement. I guess I don't know enough to know why there was a revival needed at that time in the aughts or in the 10s. I don't know. So yeah. And then, do you want to say anything else about Kabaka Pyramid?
Well, I'm gonna
listen to more of it. That's all I'm saying.
This is reggae music by Kabaka. Another
Okay,
one.
what is
This is just them. It's not a
new,
collab.
old? What album?
Oh, it's off the Contraband album. Contraband album with a K. Contraband. Yeah.
And if you were on Spotify, it says 2018 is Contraband. See, that's how I know you're not on Spotify.
I am on Spotify.
Oh, all right. Do you know how to find the year
Not
of
really,
the
and
album?
I don't care.
Oh, God.
Look it up.
All right. Well, I don't have to because it's on
Not you,
Spotify's main
but others.
2018.
Anyway, but this is representative of they
This
know
is
how
the
to
kind
do
of reggae I
these.
like. This is this.
It's really thick bass, heavy bass, and it's kind of that rocking back and forth
It's my kind of
tempo.
song.
It's great.
My kind of reggae.
Yeah,
Right here.
Kabaka Pyramid, and then
My kind of
Rebelution.
reggae.
I mean, who's more polished in the reggae genre? Call them rock reggae, whatever you want to call them.
American
They're-
reggae, rock reggae.
Yeah, whatever it is. In the reggae genre.
They're pretty
They're-
polished, like
they're
a
so
stone,
good.
like just a shiny special stone in your collection, your rock collection. That's
Yeah.
like, the one that you get out the most and like
Oh, yeah.
show it to your friends.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
that rock.
And you know what I liked about this show we just went to with them is they sounded closer to what I remember. We saw them a couple times in between this last show, and I mean we've seen them a bunch.
We haven't
I
seen
don't
them
know.
since COVID. I don't believe.
No, we haven't. But I'm saying the last time we saw them before the COVID thing,
We saw them in Southern
I wasn't that
California.
excited about how they were sounding, kind of what they were doing. This time was so much better for me.
It was really cool.
And maybe it's because I'm used to it now that they've added Eric Hirschhorn on the sax, who's more of a technical, very professional guy. Very professional. I mean, he still puts on a good show and has energy, but he's really minding his little parts. And I say little parts. He has huge parts too. But I'm saying, he's on point.
Oh. Yeah,
And
not a beat is missed on his
and
shakers and
right, and I
all
love
these
that.
instruments that he plays.
But it's a different vibe from the old Rebelution, where it was, Marley was kind of a little more of the other guy up there, but now it's just become more professional, polished. It's really nice. It's good. It was great.
It always has been polished. It's
I
just
know, but
still perfectly polished is what
Okay.
I would say.
Yeah.
But they had great lights, a great light show. It was at Rio Tinto Stadium in Salt Lake.
yes, right.
And so, I think most people were probably there to see either Rebelution, maybe Kabaka, but
Yeah.
Um,
It's a good scene in Salt Lake for reggae, the reggae genre.
yeah.
There's a lot of people here.
they
Reggae
wouldn't
Rise
come
Up
otherwise.
is, they're based here, so that's a big deal. But
So
this is a little
the light show was fantastic. The lights were
terrific.
fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Our kids came with us
That was
because it was
on her birthday.
one of the kids' birthdays that day.
Like, happy birthday! You get to go to a long
Yeah.
concert with us and hang out.
Yeah, I don't
in the
think
weather.
it was, but there was a double rainbow. There was a double rainbow over the Wasatch Mountains.
Yeah,
I'm not sure what
and the
that
whole
meant.
crowd, even
Yeah.
I think the bands came out to look at it and saw it and acknowledged
Yeah.
it. It was really nice. It was a nice
beautiful.
moment. Double
it
rainbow.
wasn't that?
Yeah, kind of the end of the storm.
After there were
Concert
some
got
raindrops.
going again.
Yeah, had to stop for some
For a
lightning.
squall.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a squall came through.
Holy hell!
So, I enjoyed all of it. Now, what did you think about their new? They played some of the slower new songs from In the Moment.
It's fine. I'm probably nitpicking when we talk about their albums. I'm not crazy about their new album. I'm not crazy about their last album.
Are you realizing
But
that they have a song with Kabaka Pyramid on their
Yeah,
brand new album?
I
Is
know
that the
that.
one where Kabaka came out?
yes,
2020 Vision.
2020 Vision. That's
You know
the
what's
one.
funny? Did you want to play 2020
No,
Vision?
yeah.
It sounded really good. 2020
I don't
Vision.
have it on
And
any playlist.
So it's there from.
Yeah, sorry, I don't even have it.
Well, this is the pre-production stuff. It's
Well,
right
but
here. I can
I'm
add
playing
it.
their good stuff.
I can add it to
This is
Mormon Tomorrow.
This is roots reggae music live from
This
Red
is their
Rocks.
classic. This is one of their classics. It's really, really old.
And what's crazy, this is how good they sound live.
Yep. I would say yes. It's
Perfect.
yeah. It's like just as good as the albums. I feel like.
It's better. They
So-
they add life to it that's not there when
I
they
would play
record
this
it.
song since Kabaka Pyramid
Okay, I'm gonna put it on.
performed with them at the concert. I would also put on from their latest album, In the Moment, which just came out this summer. Came out in June.
Yeah.
They have
Go
a
ahead.
song with Keznamdi and Kabaka Pyramid. But the one with Kabaka Pyramid is 2020 Vision, and I really liked it. I thought it sounded really good.
This is it.
And I liked it better live than I think I do on the album right here. 2020 Vision.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know.
My-
I just liked it live. I don't
know. I don't know how to say what I communicated without sounding like I'm just the old guy that likes how they used to sound kind of guy.
Well, I think
But
the
I
song
think
is just as good as their older ones. It fits right in their repertoire
But
when
I-
they play
I-
at the concert.
But I would like different choices on sounds and things. Like, I don't get why we're doing like
Like what? Be specific.
the programmed hi-hat. Like, Wes has great sound on his kick.
The drummer.
Do it. And it's okay to, and it's like, well, then you're saying they can never try anything. Well, I'm not saying that either.
What are you saying?
Hold on. It's there's click. I feel like it's like click tracked, and it's just there's things going on. I don't know. I mean, everybody plays his way. That's not a criticism. I'm just saying.
There's Kabaka Pyramid.
He's great.
Yeah, see all that effect?
Yeah.
I didn't hear that in live.
No,
So it
I know
already
it
sounds
was just-
different
yeah,
live.
it's hard to pull this off, and
But I'm saying I liked it live.
I love the bass line. I love what Marlon's
I liked it
doing.
better live.
Yeah, I agree.
I like the bass line.
I like the song. It's, I don't know. Look, Rebelution's done this a lot, so I know they, who knows what they're trying to sound
So
different.
do you want to play the
try
one?
different things.
So this is
But-
2020 Vision off of their latest album, In the Moment, from Rebelution.
Yeah, with Kabaka.
With Kabaka Pyramid. But they also have, on the same album, a song with, well, first of all, Durand Jones, that we're going to be talking about in just a minute, but also Keznamdi. So which one are you playing?
This is the one with Keznamdi.
So this is called Places
Places
Unknown.
Yeah.
with Keznamdi.
Yeah.
And I think when I heard this on their album, when it came out in June,
I like this, though.
I can't remember.
This is one of the ones I like.
But they didn't sing this at the concert with Keznamdi, did they?
They only bring Kabaka out. They only bring the opener out.
That's
not
lame.
the opener.
That's lame.
Well, it's like a
You literally
contractual
just
thing.
came out with an album in June.
And they were both
And
there.
they were both there at the same time.
And you don't do
Keznamdi,
it.
and he's from Jamaica. I mean, when are you ever going to have Keznamdi with Rebelution again? Then you better bring Keznamdi out and sing Places Unknown.
Okay.
I like this song. Did they?
I don't know. We'd have to look on
They
their
didn't bring
set list.
Keznamdi out. Did they? I like it.
Yeah, a little more acoustic feel. You don't have all the nonsense going on of, electronic.
I like the bass part.
It's just them playing it. Yeah, it's better. I'm
Or
saying.
like just the slow groove, I
Yeah,
guess.
well, that too.
But we have to wait way too long to hear Keznamdi on the song, I think.
Is it?
You got to go
Too
way
long.
into it.
Well, I'm not going to. You want me to fast forward it?
Well,
Just talk
Keznamdi has
and
a
let
nice
it play.
voice.
Oh, yeah.
And I hate how you have to wait when someone does a collaboration with someone else. When you wait that long to put them into their song, and then they're only in there for like
I went
15
forward.
seconds.
I went forward. Here. Sorry. I know what you mean. Yeah, you're waiting too long to hear it. Like, well, where the hell's the collab? You and me, but mostly me.
Yeah,
Mostly me.
I like this song a lot though.
I do too. It's more.
So here's two songs on their brand new album. There we go.
That's
Keznamdi.
Keznamdi.
Nice.
Love his rasp.
Me too.
Perfect. Yeah.
Nice
Yeah.
collab right
Yeah,
there.
it is.
Keznamdi and Rebelution.
Oh, why do I keep turning it up? I keep going the wrong way with the fader. Oh
You
my
can never
God.
have that loud enough.
Well, it's a little
So
loud.
here you want to hear
Yeah.
something? I shit you not. This entire concert with Rebelution, I didn't pay attention to Wes one iota. Like I didn't even notice him. Is that weird? I don't even notice the drummer. I literally
No,
I was
that's a
looking
good
at,
thing.
I was looking at Marley.
That's okay. That's
I was
good.
looking at Hirschhorn.
Yeah, he's doing his job.
I was looking at
Yeah, he's not being a
I was looking
clown.
at kind of the trumpet player and noticing
Yeah.
his hair is longer now and it's kind
Yeah.
of straggly.
Yeah.
And I kind of wish it was shorter. The trumpet player, right?
Right.
And what's his name? It's like a modern, like it's a Brandon or something. Like
oh,
it's a
yeah.
Zach
I
or something. Or
forget. Sorry.
Uh,
I forgot his
No,
name. Didn't you?
I did, but I expect you to know all the musicians.
God.
I know the singers. You're the musician person.
Yeah.
And then also
if I had to think, I could bring. it up.
Okay, so he's growing his hair long, and I'm like, oh, it's straggly out there, and it looks better short. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at superficial things, and then I looked at the extra guitar player that they have, Kyle, and I don't even know why I noticed him because he was really underwhelming. He's just kind of a sack of potatoes, like a potato on stage.
No. Well, who cares? I mean,
Well, I do. Visual
if he's-
something for me.
okay. If I was up there, you'd go, man, look at this guy.
Well,
Look at this.
well,
at-
in your
Look at this
if you
double
were-
sack of
if
potatoes.
you were 28,
Yeah. Yeah,
I'd
and
be
a
like,
guitar
look
player.
at this hot
Yeah.
dude. Like I would be like, oh, it's your mama.
Fair enough.
La,
Okay.
la, 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 la.
But my problem with, yeah. Okay, keep going.
But I literally did not even once.
Did you see
I don't
Rory
think-
back there
I
on the
did.
keys? Just
I did.
old man Rory just chilling out.
Well,
He's like
he's just
like
so
an
different.
old man.
He's at least like different looking.
Not that he looks old. I mean, he
Different-
just acts like like he's just the
I
father of
feel
the
like
band.
he's the father of the band for
He
some
is,
reason.
yeah,
Yeah.
even
Like
though
he's the
it's-
wisdom. It may not be true, but I feel like it.
I think it is.
And and I just didn't
Yeah,
notice.
I know what you mean.
The drummer
They've-
for some reason.
Well, that's okay. That's
Why?
good. No, that's all right. Yeah, let him stay out of the way. Just lay down a groove. You heard that all night.
I guess I was just
Everything
checking
was
out
in
Marley
order.
and Eric Hirschhorn on the. What does Eric Hirschhorn mainly play? Sax?
Yeah, sax, but he sings.
And
He
the
does
accents.
all sorts of percussive
Yeah,
stuff.
all
He
sorts.
plays keys. I don't know.
background
There's probably not
vocals.
much he doesn't play.
No, he's a freaking like monster of
He's
music.
he's a great musician. But I mean, I was trying to think of his name, the trumpet guy.
I want to say it's Zach. I swear to God.
No, hold on.
So
Yeah.
he
He plays guitar, sings. He does a lot too. These guys are. You got to be multi-instrumentalist. It's crazy. It's crazy how good people are these days.
Well, I was kind of worried about seeing Rebelution because we weren't the biggest fans of their latest album, but now I'm realizing I like two of the songs a lot more than I thought, 2020 Vision and the song with Keznamdi. And
Yeah.
Maybe we should, if there's nothing else that you want to say about Rebelution or about the venue.
There's not. Yeah, we're 30 minutes. We're good. Yeah, the venue was great.
Rio Tinto Stadium.
Rio Tinto, which is the soccer stadium here in Salt Lake. They did a great job. They're easy in, easy out. They're polite. It's a good venue. Our complaint was that their first show back of having live shows.
After COVID.
They left all the house lights on.
Yeah.
And it felt
so they must have figured
weird.
it out, and they
But-
didn't have them on this time, so we were
Dark.
able to enjoy the
It was
light
perfect.
show.
Perfect. Good job. Yeah, it was nice. It was a good job from them. Okay.
And we saw, I don't know, we brought our kids. Let's just say
Yeah.
I would not ever do that again. It
But-
was just because it was her birthday.
Yeah, and reggae, there's a lot of kids that reggae is a little more that way. If it were EDM
Listen,
or something, we wouldn't have brought
I'm
them.
just surprised at how our kids can't handle. I mean, they're preteens. They're teens.
Yeah, they're not very hardy.
They're not hardy. They're lazy.
Yeah,
Dare I say
brutal.
lazy? I was going strong that whole time with my shoes. I wasn't moping at all, and there was moping happening. At first, our 13-year-old was just holding the phone up nonstop, recording,
Yeah.
and I'm like, "Your arm's
Yeah.
gonna get tired. Plus, that's a cheap phone that we're paying for
Yeah.
you, and it's not getting the best of videos.
He
And
was
your
working.
arms,
Oh, his videos. Yeah.
but it was cute how he was excited. But then he tuckered out, had to sit on the ground, and I'm like, oh, this is the last time I would. Yeah, it's just because it's their birthday, and I just felt guilty leaving them at home when it was a birthday.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, for sure. So we brought him. Yeah,
yeah,
wouldn't
it
do
was
it again.
nice.
though.
It was nice to see them. It's been like a year and a half since we've seen Rebelution, and it was a really great night. The weather after the rain
Yeah.
was
Beautiful.
beautiful after
Oh
the
my
rain.
God.
There was so even some cool breezes. These are the reasons we like Salt Lake.
Oh yeah.
There's seasons, and yeah,
I'm fighting like hell to try to find a trumpet.
I can
player's
tell
name.
you're trying. All you have to do seriously is look
I've
up on
Googled it.
Wikipedia, and you can see. Let's see how fast I can find it. Wes Finley, Marley Williams, Rory, Eric. Oh, they're not mentioning the
No,
extra
because they're
ones.
not Rebelution. They're hired,
Oh,
but they're usually in there.
Hold up. Trumpet, Zach. I was right. His name is
It
Zach.
is Zach?
It's Wikipedia,
I would have
dude.
never thought that.
I knew it. I was like, it's.
I would have
it's like
never
some
thought that. Because their old sax guy was
Zach.
Chris Royal, but so he's Zach.
Meyerowitz. And Hirschhorn, and then Kyle Ahern, guitar.
So
talk to us
Kyle,
about
the
Kyle
thing with
Ahern.
my deal with him, man, is it's like Eric Rachmani, the lead singer of Rebelution, who was their only guitar player, but now they've added Kyle to come in and, smart. It's a smart move, so he can cover more ground, and it relieves a little pressure off Eric having to do everything.
Maybe we should find out why Kyle Ahern. Where did he come from? What's his background?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't feel like
But
he doesn't add anything as far as pizzazz.
I don't care for, and this is, it's just a difference of opinion thing. I don't like his tone. He plays, I think he's playing
big
like
surprise.
I can't tell if he plays like a Music Man, Eddie Van Halen thing, or Wolfgang, whatever they're called. I don't know. It's just not a, kind of a thinner sound for me. So I don't think, and I like Eric's tone, Eric Rachmani, who used to play all the lead parts and everything. And when he still does, it's great. I guess if you're going to add somebody, to me, it's got to be somebody that's like, I don't know, a lot better. And I'm sure they would say, well, he is. Well, I'm not down in his musical ability, I guess. I'm just saying.
What does he bring? I'd like to be convinced.
Lead.
I'd like to be convinced. What does
And he's kind of a
him
harder
specific.
edged guy, but to me, I just don't like his. I don't know. I don't like his sound.
He kind of looks
That's
like Johnny
my
Cosmic.
problem.
No,
Huh?
He kind of looks like Johnny Cosmic. Don't you think?
A little bit.
A
yeah,
little
actually.
bit. Like
Yeah.
you might get him mixed
Oh,
up.
I don't have a problem. That's you being funny about all that. But
It's not funny.
I'm
It's just superficial.
Okay,
There's certain. I like to have personalities in the band.
You want
I like to
Reggae Jean Page playing guitar for Rebelution or what?
Yes.
Or Thor, whatever his
I want
name
Reggae
is.
John Page as
Or-
every member of Rebelution in every different
Right.
instrument,
Yeah, right.
all on stage at the same
Okay.
time.
Well, point taken. But I mean, I'm just saying that I think my problem is I don't know. I guess I don't get the mix of sound. I think he has a different tone than Eric, and that's okay too. But it's not one that I like.
Okay.
That's
All
my
right.
problem.
So we need to be
Anyway,
convinced of
he's a
why
good vibe,
Kyle is in
I
the
mean,
group.
you know, come on.
All right. So moving beyond that,
'Kay.
interestingly enough, on Rebelution's newest album that just came out in June, there's also another song. I just want to make sure I'm covering it. Another song with Durand Jones that I was really excited about hearing on the album,
Called That Zone.
but I feel like I was disappointed.
Revolution's
in the
not the
songs.
guys to pull this off. Listen. Ooh, I kind of like that hi-hat, though.
We are about to see Durand Jones.
But I don't like the
That's-
electronic tom.
That's who's singing with right now. This is Eric
so soft.
Rachmani. It's like sweet and sweet. It's it's sweet upon sweet.
Yeah, you put syrup on
Syrup on more syrup. So I already don't like it because of Eric's sugar on top of sugar, syrup on top of sugar. So to me, it's too hokey right now. It's too hokey. They don't. He doesn't sell it.
I know, but we're trying to let people hear it here.
I have a lot to say. But he doesn't sell it. Nope. Durand Jones sells it.
And the tone choices, though, the sound
doesn't.
sonically makes it softer than it already
Yeah,
is.
it's
So
too-
now what you
It's
have
too
is
music.
like
It's like
very
elevator.
music.
It's elevator music. And if it was Durand Jones and the Indications, it wouldn't be. It would be
no, it'd have
pristine,
groove.
vintage. Yeah.
Not that it doesn't have groove. That's not fair. But it
would be vintage soul.
well,
But
that's
when Eric does it, it's
the thing.
It's elevator music.
This is a perfect example of modern instrumentation to pull off an old sound, and you sound soft and softer. Whereas if you record like a Durand Jones, where they're recording,
This is Durand Jones.
that's what I said, Durand Jones.
I said that's who this is right here.
Oh,
Singing.
yeah. Oh,
Singing.
yeah.
Just move over, Eric, because I really want to hear just Durand Jones. Yep. Lay it on me, baby. And then
I don't
Eric,
know.
and it's too
It's just too
hokey.
sappy.
As soon as Eric starts singing, it's like it's too sappy.
Yeah.
But Durand Jones and the Indications can do
Oh,
music
they
like
could
this,
do it.
and they know how to make it sound.
Let's
all
transition.
vintage.
I'm done
We're
with
gonna transition
Rebelution.
at this point
Yeah.
because I was really
Thanks
disappointed on the album when this came out.
letting me know that.
Basically, we've just been deep diving into Durand Jones and the Indications because
Because
we're going to see them on the 17th.
yeah, we have tickets.
And I feel like we're getting to be, part of a really lucky group. Whoever bought tickets to this, it's not at a big venue. It's at a tiny
It's
little
at the
venue.
Commonwealth Room, which is an old. It's a small building, but it's good. It's nice. They've done well with it. They've made it into something really nice. Got great sound, and so it's going to be fun. But it's it's not a big room, so that's going to be nice.
So to transition to Durand Jones, we've been diving into their 3 albums: the 2018 album, the 2019 album, and then their most recent album,
Well, I
Private
want to
Space.
play their oldest stuff first.
Absolutely.
Because
So they're similar to kind of like Black Pumas, which we were supposed to see recently, but then they canceled due to COVID issues. And if Durand Jones cancels before the 17th, I'm going to be heartbroken. So tell us what this is.
So, this is Make a Change. It's off their 2018 album. My point is, It's a couple microphones hung in the room, and they're capturing it on very old equipment, instruments, and it sounds exactly like
All right, so yeah. Oh,
like soul, old soul.
that's what I do best. I interrupt. I'm sorry.
No, it's not.
I get really passionate about Durand Jones and the Indications because they're
great.
fucking
Amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like Tina Turner back in the day.
Yeah.
They're an American contemporary R&B and soul group founded by Durand Jones. It's the singer.
The singer.
The lower singer. Lower
Right.
register singer.
Right.
And then the drummer, Aaron Fraser, who is the higher pitched, like falsetto singer on the drums. And then the guitarist, Blake.
Yeah, he's great. So tasteful.
And so I guess there was a soul revivalist movement that I didn't know about.
Well,
what happened.
they met at what? Indiana University?
Yep.
In a soul review.
Yeah, they were
So these are guys that were-
musicians.
Yeah, they were already performing and or into and or they were also,
Yep. Durand Jones was
training in this for the show. So it's like
he was
they're
a
great at it.
or he was a trumpet saxophone
Saxophonist.
sax player.
But he's not now.
In
This is
Louisiana.
another guy. So this is their early stuff, recorded like it sounds early. Like you would think this is vintage.
Durand Jones is a Louisiana native.
Yeah, which is cool. You always get a good mix of music out of there for sure. I mean, there's something magic from different states that gets in the blood of the musicians there. But
And I guess they have a newish bass player now. Newish.
yeah, he's great. Oh my god, the other one was good too, though. But anyway, and then they have something like this off that same album, right? So this is this one's Groovy Babe.
Oh, so let me tell you about the bass player that we like.
Listen. That old-timey sound.
Yeah, it's like James Brown.
Super old-timey. The new bass player, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Is Michael Montgomery. Michael Isvara Montgomery.
Yeah.
And then their old bass player was named Kyle. Anyway, so their new bass player. What were your thoughts on old, new? We've watched both of them.
Well, I
on
only
YouTube.
there's not much on these guys performance-wise. You're hot, huh? We need a fan. I'm watching you and you look hot.
I may or may not be,
Having a
entering the
stroke.
phase of life
Hot
called,
flash.
what's that called when you're
Hot
in
flash?
your 50s?
Hot
The
flash.
change.
Oh, menopause.
The female. There we
Menopause.
go. The M word, menopause. I don't know. Who knows?
Okay, I'm just making sure. I don't want you to
I'm
follow
going to milk
them.
everything for what it's worth that I can possibly milk. Menopause or whatever it is.
Well, my thing on the bass players is that the guy that I saw him played with a pick on most of their songs, but it doesn't mean it's all he does. But I'm generally not a pick playing bass player fan. This new guy plays fingerstyle, at least from what I've seen,
Well,
which is
we'll
cool.
find out more on
but
the 17th.
their newer album from this, I like playing this stuff first because it's so old, vintagey sounding. Their newer stuff is smoother, recorded smoother than this.
Boy, you really got into a heated discussion with me about how you couldn't believe I could not hear the difference in each of their 3 albums.
Yeah, you can hear
And
it.
I was like, well, but they all go together. You can put them on a playlist of This Is Durand Jones and the Indications and just intermix their songs. And they flow nicely one from the other.
Well, for
whether
instance,
it's vintage
oh, no,
or
it can.
more disco
Totally.
or 70s
It
disco
can.
sounding or whatever.
Here, we'll do it. I'll put With You on from their brand new album. Listen to the sound of it, though.
Oh, yeah. So this is from their newest album, Private Space.
Everything's treated sound-wise, right? Everything's mic'd pretty much. Sounds good. I mean, which is
There's
a good
video
thing.
for this that you can watch on YouTube.
It's just different.
With you. There's a video that they did,
Right.
a music video with all of the band
That
members.
bass.
can check out on.
This is what.
There's Aaron Fraser singing, right?
Yes, this is the
higher-
drummer, the higher vocal, and he still plays a good groove like that. Listen to that
This
vocal.
is the best song on Private Space, in my opinion.
And we're seeing these guys live next week.
Yep.
I'm freaking out, dude.
I'm
These
sorry,
guys
but
are
if
great.
you don't know about this, if you're in Salt Lake and you're not at the show,
yeah,
I
you're
know
missing a great
you're
group,
missing
dude.
out. Like, yeah, that's a major miss. I myself will be in the
Listen to this.
front fucking row.
It's
They're
great.
gonna be like, "Look at this old lady! Look at this!"
No, they're
look at
not.
this old-"
You know why? Because we're not going to be near the front row.
I'm gonna be.
You're
my
insane
fat
with this
ass
front
is
row.
gonna be in the
All right.
fucking front row.
I'm done with front
and
row.
I'm gonna be embarrassing
could sit in the
you
back.
and anyone around me, shaking my ass to this song and all of their songs.
Okay. Well, it's good for sure, but
They're
I
gonna
don't
be
know
like,
about
"Look
front.
at that little lady here.
I don't think
Look at
they
the
will.
lady
I
here.
don't think they will. All right.
We got a fan in Salt Lake.
So on their new album, this is "I Can See" from their newest album.
Oh.
Again, different sound to it. It's
this is
more
from Private
treated.
Space, their newest album. Yep. And this is just as
Smooth.
smooth as honey, just flowing.
Like you need, what was that? Barry White doing a. This goes out to all them lovers. Yeah, right. I mean, this is just.
Oh my god.
It's so quality. But some may say, well, this sounds too Muzak-y too, but it's not. It's so well
It's so
done
authentic.
that it's like you. This isn't like, fucking Motley Crue doing stuff
it's-
like
it's-
this. I mean, these guys are proficient at this. This is their jam.
Listen
this
to
is
this.
what.
We're going into the part that I like. Stay with us. Stay with us. Listen. Here it is. The break. Oh my god.
Isn't that tight?
Oh my
That's
god,
tight.
that kills me right there.
Bow. Can see.
Let me tell you, when
Tight.
I hear that, I want a tongue on parts of
All right.
although we've realized that you and I at this point in our marriage are kind of asexual cousins.
No, we're not. Stop.
But I want someone to have their tongue somewhere.
All right, dude. Quiet.
When I hear this,
Okay.
listen to that. There's a brighter day. Do you
Keep
hear
it
that? Do you know what's
classy.
happening?
Keep it classy.
Remember how I was saying this song reminds me of not necessarily that part, but like all the harmonies, all the soft, flowy harmonies.
So good.
Remind me of the Brigham Young University Young Ambassador
Oh,
group.
they're
the
terrible.
Singing group. Like if they're performing on stage.
I mean,
they
they're
have-
not, but
they
but,
have all
but
the
their old
different
videos
harmonies.
are terrible.
Any kind of like harmony group singing a review show on stage.
Right.
Listen to this. Nice.
How tight that is, dude. That's so good.
Right here. They're gonna have another break again. I love that fucking break. Listen. Oh my god, just over
Tight.
the nipple, just like
All right.
Sorry.
I'm turning it.
I'm pent up. I gotta say something.
I'm going to higher love.
I gotta be honest, like being your like asexual cousin, which is what it seems like we've become now.
Oh my God.
is
I'm low T.
I'm pent up.
I'm low T.
You need to get shots.
Yeah, I have.
You need to
I'm
see,
getting them, I
see
know, I need
what
to.
what you can do about getting some shots for old
Yeah.
men and their Viagra shot, whatever, pill, whatever it
It's
is.
not
I don't
Viagra,
care
it's
what.
testosterone.
I don't care what. Go to Mexico, get a shot. I don't care where you need to go. I'm tired of being like your, like
Yeah.
all we are just like brother and sister or
Yeah,
cousins.
it's
like
fun. I like it.
no, it's not fun.
It's like coworkers living together.
No,
No.
no, I don't care that you're 52 and have low T, or you can
Yeah.
just say it.
Oh,
I don't have a sex drive anymore.
okay.
Well, do something, bro. I'm pretty sure
Anyway,
there's medicine.
This is going to be fun. What's playing? I don't even know.
I can tell you what's playing.
Higher Love is Seven
Lions.
Oh,
Oh
my
God, don't get me started with that. I'm gonna get really horny.
I'm not.
Yeah. Do I have to do it by myself?
How about Tuck and Roll off their first album? Now listen, going back to an old
Yeah, go back
sound.
to some old
This is
Durand
an old
Jones.
sound. Listen.
This is the last song on their 2018 album. I can now. I get what you're saying now. But I'm not sure I can tell the difference between their second album.
Second one's a little more treated, but not as much as the third, but more than the first. This is their first album. So cool. You got to be gutsy to do this, dude. Because it's all out there. There ain't no fixing anything. It just sounds like this.
They're high quality, so
That's what I'm saying. I love that guitar, dude. I love that. He's such a good guitar player. Keys are great. Oh, my God. Durand Jones and the Indications. Yeah.
It says the Chicago lowrider community, noted for their love of oldies, were early champions of the Indications and began circulating their music as early as 2016. In tribute, the band released the B-side Cruisin' to the Park in 2019. Interesting. Featuring some California lowriders with a video.
Yeah, why not? That's cool, man. Yeah, got the hoopties rolling around with the Impala.
Listen to it, driving around our neighborhood.
we listen
don't
to
have
this
a
all the
lowrider.
time.
We have just like a Honda.
Honda CRV, not really a
but
really
nonetheless,
low
we
rider,
do cruise around the neighborhood. And we put on Durand Jones with the Indications, and it's a mighty fine evening, mighty fine drive whenever
window
it is.
down, arm out.
Absolutely.
Waving to the passerbyers. Is that what they're called? Passer. Yeah, neighbors. Hello, Tom.
Yeah, so we're really excited to see them in concert. Oh, also, they're going to be performing at Cali Roots, the music festival in Monterey.
What?
That's going to happen next May.
That's going to happen in like 2027.
It was supposed to happen in May of 2020, and then COVID hit.
Yeah.
And that's originally how I started looking up Durand Jones, because they were supposedly they were going to perform at the 2020 Cali Roots. So we are going to have to end up waiting 2 years for them to see that at the 2022 Cali Roots, because there wasn't one this May.
I know, dude. That's depressing.
But we're going to see Damian Marley also next May.
Right.
What's depressing?
Nothing.
That we missed a year of concerts?
Yeah. Not really. No, it's just that the Cali thing just seems real far out. Like, that's just not even happening. A million things could happen between now and...
True. Well, but
and
we're
it doesn't take much out there.
But we're seeing Durand Jones.
Yeah.
Not this Friday, but next
live
Friday
here.
night.
Yeah, fuck it. We'll see him here.
Yep.
Salt Lake City, folks.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm ready to end this thing. We'll talk about the concert once we go to it.
Wow,
yeah?
It's
riveting. Well, what do you have? You got something else?
Well, I can check my notes and see. Here's a note. We are platonic cousins now, asexual now.
We already went over that.
Okay.
But we're not.
Well, it's bad
because
enough
that's weird if you say. People may think that's
We've
true.
been married 30 years.
People have said we look
and
alike.
when you are together that many years,
you meld into one another.
Yeah, you start becoming just like best buds. We're just BFFs.
I'm like,
it's depressing.
We're like a couple bulldogs that are friends.
Yeah. Yep.
Your name's Tootsie. Mine is, Tater Tot.
Yeah.
Or Chowder.
Yeah, one of those. And then Tootsie, Tootsie and
bulldogs.
Tootsie and Tot.
Yeah. Bulldogs don't have sex. They do, but they don't.
No, we're not made for it.
Yeah.
We try, and then like our shoulder goes out, our hip goes out, my back goes out.
You know what? Honestly, that's not true.
I did my best, but
we used to have a wild ride.
Yeah, it needs improvement for sure.
Yeah.
So what else do I have written down? Well, let's see. Oh my God, you're doing the.
Yeah, I tap my finger when I'm out of time.
When you're bored. I'm so sorry I'm not keeping your your attention span.
Yeah, keep it going. What else?
Well, I wrote down that you proceeded to annoy me by sticking incense in my face.
On our walk?
You almost fell backwards on the walk. on our late night walk.
That was the
Lost
first
your
time that I
balance.
felt like my equilibrium went out.
Ooh, we like to go up to this
Probably
little
a
bit of
stroke.
a hill. Yeah, maybe. And we like to listen on this little hill, and we like to look at the twinkly lights in the distance.
They're building a house
And
right
it's
there.
all dark, and we can just dance on the top of the hill, and no one can see us. That I don't think so. I mean, they probably can.
And
but
if they can, you know what? You're
we usually don't give a fuck because it's like
yeah.
1 o'clock in the morning, and we're
Yeah,
on the
you
top
can
of this
thank
little
me
hill,
later for seeing it.
and you lost your balance and started like
Oh my god.
just doing the windmill backwards, and I thought you were going to roll down the fucking hill.
Yeah, it was scary because I fell on the ice last year on my back.
Dude, you're
But I had a backpack on it. It saved me.
you need a button that says "Help I've Fallen."
Holy hell, dude! I know I've gotten sold. You know, I used to be an athletic dude. You know, not real athletic. I'm not saying I could dunk a basketball or anything.
Well,
But I'm saying,
those years
yeah,
have passed. I
it's
feel.
fairly stable on my hindquarters.
But that's
not
something
anymore,
that you get
man.
robbed of when you approach 50.
Yeah, your mind just goes, I
Mhm.
need a break for 1 second.
Especially if you've had any substances, ingested.
Did help you get really enjoy things. Yeah.
Drinking.
Do you know this community we live in is just being built so fast? We say this all the time, but your little hill is going to be watched by a home that's going up right near that hill. And their kid's bedroom window is going to be right at the level of the hill on
But
the second story.
these are usually folks that are in bed by 10.
Sensibly.
Not us.
No.
But everyone
we're
else
out
usually
walking
is.
at 1 a.m. like psychos.
It's the weekend, so there's a reason. But
Yeah,
on the
but,
weekend, these folks in our neighborhood are usually in bed or watching a movie at 10.
Big time.
In bed
already
watching
in
a
bed.
movie. And we're outside, so I'm really not going to worry too
Yeah, but
much
the
about
problem
it. But
is
there
the path around the lake goes right through people's. I mean,
True.
I'm not joking.
Well, it's overpopulated.
Would I be overstating if I said if both of us
Just
put our
feet.
arms out end to end,
Yeah.
I could go from the path and you would be touching their window.
Yeah, it's overpopulated. It's for sure is.
So
Yeah,
we're playing music.
seeing,
We're
like-
walking with our incense. We're
Yeah.
having a drink. We're
corporate, just absolute,
just corporate fucking neighborhoods.
just
Doing
shove as
well
many
though. They're all
people-
doing well. Tesla's.
Oh, Tesla's in the neighborhood for sure, and for Utah, that's rare. Like
Is
we
it?
don't. When we were in
I
Dallas,
don't know. I think it's pretty big
you would
here.
see nice
Oh yeah, all the time.
cars everywhere.
I'm not down in that people
it's
have
not,
money.
It's
I'm just
not as
Yeah.
prevalent here in Salt Lake area.
Yeah.
When you see a nice car, you're like, whoa, whoa. It's noticeable.
yeah,
you-
yeah. It's
you
getting
don't
a little
notice
more
it. In
like
Dallas.
that.
You never
Oh,
know. It
Dallas,
was
yeah.
just
It was-
everywhere.
everybody had Range Rovers, new ones, and yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I'm kidding about that. I'm just saying that it it is though. It's a lot of the like C-level management from all these up and down Utah's tech corridor companies moving into our neighborhood here. Anyway, what else do we have? I feel like we've covered a lot.
Wow. Yeah. Now
And
we're
you know,
just
we got a week
blah,
left
blah,
of
blah, blah,
90s
blah,
here in
blah.
Utah in the valley. It's going to be hot, as they call it, the Salt Lake Valley. Hotter than hell, isn't it? 90
State
something.
Fair opening up this weekend.
Smoke in the air from God knows
More
where.
smoke in the air from
You can't even see the
wildfires
mountains.
everywhere. Our
And
planet is on
Yeah.
fire.
it is on fire.
And
Not
Yeah.
really. But okay.
so
Well-
we are going to be hopeful about the concert coming up on the 17th, that it will not
yeah.
be canceled
Oh, absolutely.
due to any health related pandemic issues. And we'll go from there.
I think so.
The future looks bright because Durand Jones and
Is
the
coming
indications
to town.
are, I mean, I can just taste it on my tongue, just almost like, I mean, I can just taste
I don't know about
his
that, but
lips.
certainly we're excited.
Cute little Durand Jones, just.
Why don't we take
Ooh.
us out with
Oh,
Witch
God,
You from
Witch
Durand
You.
Jones? Well, it's been fun. We'll do it another
Mm.
week. We're perfectly at almost at an hour.
Oh, way to keep time on that.
Right, I'm efficient. Really,
session.
really watching the clock. Well, I got other stuff
Time
to
to
do.
watch some TV.
Yeah,
And it's pants optional time.
and with that,
Okay.
goodbye. Anyway, so yeah. So in this article, though,
The name of his speech,
Yeah.
Jeffrey R. Got to have that initial
you
in
got to
there.
put the
Holland,
three. Yeah, the Jeffrey
former
R.
president of BYU, and now he's the leader of
Yeah.
the Mormon Church.
He's not the leader. He's
One of the
he's
apostles.
Yeah. The
Which
top
is top
12, top
leaders.
15. Yeah.
And he was
Very
a president
big.
for nearly a decade at BYU, the church
Yeah.
school that is here in Provo, Utah, that my niece is attending
Yeah.
for her first freshman year in college. My
Yeah.
niece, my nephew, who just returned from his mission,
Yeah.
is attending the college right next to BYU.
Yeah. It's not BYU, though. Right. Yeah.
What's
So-
it called? Not U.
Yeah. It's
basically
Utah Valley.
UVU.
UV, whatever it is.
And
not
so
Yeah.
this
So-
affects our family. I mean,
Yeah, the things that are so the intention of the talk, and you were going to give the title. What was it?
the title of his talk is "We
Yeah.
Must Have." Oh no, it wasn't. It was we must. Basically, it's the second half of the 2nd century, but it's about having the will to stand alone as a Mormon religious school, and not becoming worldly in regards to same-sex marriage, in
Right.
regards to the LGBT. QA community.
Yeah.
And it was directed to the faculty and staff from Jeffrey R.
Yeah,
Holland.
and he tells a story in this speech about the builders of the temple, how
Which temple? The Salt Lake Temple?
well, yeah, or Kirkland or any of the temples, right? And he's talking about how they use a trowel in one hand while, building the temple and a musket in the other hand to defend the faith and their, all that goes along with that. So he uses early on in this speech this story about, a trowel in one hand building Zion and then a musket in the
And
other
that may
hand
have
to
been from-
defend.
Yeah, to defend the faith.
Yeah, and there's
Yeah,
nothing
from-
about. I mean, I'm not going anywhere about violence or anything. There's none of that. I was just saying that was his example. So then, what he says to the professors and the staff at BYU is that, he'd like to hear a little more musket fire, defending the faith, not so much being okay with going along the social norms or, because. And this is why this speech really, to me, is not a big deal. And the reason is because, and I'm not saying you're making it a big deal. I'm saying, though, it's one of these, well, what did you think they thought? Same-sex marriage is never going to be okay in the Mormon church.
Of
So
course.
he's going to say, we have to remember what the doctrine of the church is, which is not to say we're doing something wrong about our policies on all of that. Instead of giving into that, we have to be willing to stand in a place that explains our beliefs, but also allows for, the latitude for freedom of others. I'm not saying he's trying to say, but that's, I think the intent was to do that. But in this day and age, if you're not familiar with LDS belief, it looks even,
Okay. So Jeffrey R. Holland says this.
Okay.
You should know that some people in the extended community are feeling abandoned, the
Yeah.
BYU community,
Right.
and betrayed by BYU. It seems that some professors, at least the vocal ones in the media, are supporting ideas that many of us feel are contradictory to gospel principles, making it appear to be about like any other university our
Right.
sons and daughters could have attended.
Yeah.
Several
anywhere.
parents have said they no longer
Sure.
want to send their children here to BYU or donate to the school, so they're being threatened with monetary.
Yeah, now we got boosters dropping.
Please
out.
don't think
Holy
I'm
shit.
opposed to people thinking differently about policies
Yeah.
and ideas. I'm not, but I would hope that BYU professors would be bridging those gaps between faith and intellect and would be sending out students that are ready to do the same in loving, intelligent, and articulate ways. Yet I fear this is by the way a letter that has been written that Holland is quoting from.
Yeah,
and they're
sure.
getting letters
Yeah,
from
some of
adults,
this is-
from parents that have been sending their kids to BYU
Right.
and now are troubled about sending their kids to BYU
Yeah.
because of some of the more liberal
Yeah.
professors that are kind of speaking out against the church when
Yeah.
it comes to family and sexual practices, whatever. So this letter writer says there are I fear that some faculty are not supportive of the church's doctrines and policies and choose to criticize them publicly. There are consequences to this. After having served a full-time mission and marrying her husband in the temple, a friend of mine recently left the church. In her graduation statement on a social media post, she credited such and such BYU program and its faculty with the radicalizing of her attitudes and the destruction of her faith. And then Holland goes on to say, fortunately, we don't get many of these types of letters from our parents, from BYU parents.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But this one is not unique. Several of my colleagues get the same kind, with most of them ultimately being forwarded to poor President Worthen, who's the president of BYU
Who's
now.
that? Oh, he's the
Now, most of what happens on this campus is wonderful. That is why I began as I did with my own undying love of BYU. Oh, he talks about how he has loved BYU ever since he saw the Y.
I read it.
on
Yeah,
the
about as a
mountain when he was a
boy
7-year-old.
when he saw the Y. I know.
But every so often, we need a reminder of the challenge we constantly face here. And so he's basically saying to double down on Mormon beliefs.
Sure.
And he spoke about it, 40 years ago, kind of the same type of thing. At BYU, he says there will always be healthy debate regarding a whole syllabus full of issues, but until we all come to the unity of the faith and have grown to the measure of the stature of the fullness of Christ, our next best achievement will be to stay in harmony with the Lord's anointed, with those whom he has designated to declare church doctrine, meaning himself, the apostles,
right,
and to guide BYU as its trustees. So he's saying basically we're the trustees, the apostles are, you need to listen to us, listen to the next best thing to the, stay in harmony with the Lord's anointed, the apostles. That is who runs BYU. And then he quotes.
But I
Elder
guess
Russell
this
M.
is
Nelson,
to me. This has been my whole life, so I don't.
Oaks.
I don't know. Yeah, of course, this is what they'll do. Yeah, when things get to where they think it's too outside. I don't know.
So,
I mean. This is
in a way.
Oh,
okay, so I'm quoting it again. In a way, Latter-day Saint scholars at BYU and elsewhere are a little bit like the builders of the Temple of Nauvoo, who worked with a trowel in one hand and a musket in the other. Today, scholars building the Temple of Learning, meaning BYU, Brigham Young University, must also pause on occasion to defend the kingdom. I personally think Elder Neil A. Maxwell went on to say. This is one of the reasons the Lord established and maintains this university. The dual role of builder and defender is unique and ongoing. I am grateful we have scholars today who can handle, as it were, both trowels and muskets. And so then he quotes Elder Oaks. When Elder Oaks spoke a few years ago at BYU, Elder Oaks, of course, said, I would like to hear a little more musket fire from this temple of learning, unquote. He said this in a way that could have applied to a host of topics in various departments, but the one he specifically mentioned was the doctrine of the family and defending marriage as the union of a man and a woman, because we all know that Oaks has just a major hard-on for this.
Well, it's not just him, though. It's the doctrine of the church.
Yes, of course. It's not.
It has been.
Of course. Little did he know that while many would hear his appeal, especially the School of Family and Life, who moved quickly and visibly to assist, some others fired their muskets all right, but unfortunately didn't always aim at those hostile to the church. A couple of stray rounds even went north of the point of the mountain, meaning to Salt Lake, to the apostles and leadership of the church.
Directly to the top, yeah.
So, a house divided against itself, brothers and sisters, cannot stand. And I will go to my grave pleading that this institution not only stands, but stands unquestionably committed to its unique academic mission and to the church that sponsors it. We hope it isn't a surprise to you. This is Holland talking now, the apostle. That your trustees are not deaf or blind to the feelings that swirl around marriage and the whole same-sex topic on campus. I and many of my brethren have spent more time and shed more tears on this subject than we could ever adequately convey to you this morning or any morning. Like maybe when I talked to, I don't know, David Archuleta, maybe he's probably come to them. They've probably spoken to him.
Maybe.
He just came out.
Maybe. Who knows?
And it took him till he was like in his 30s. It took him till he was like 30. We have spent hours discussing what the doctrine of the church can and cannot provide the individuals and families struggling over this difficult issue. So it is with the scar tissue of our own that we are trying to avoid, and hope all will try to avoid, language, symbols, and situations that are more divisive than unifying at the very time we want to show love for all of God's children. So they don't want to have anyone be put yourself in a situation that with language and symbols of the LGBTQIA community that makes it divisive.
Boy,
they just
really
basically don't want you to be in those
Yeah.
situations.
Well, okay.
Because then, they come to you, the leaders of the church, Holland, and it's their sad stories and families torn apart and hurt.
Yeah, I understand.
And then Holland goes on to say, if a student commandeers a graduation podium, and he's talking about, I believe his name is Matt Easton, who was a
spoke,
valedictorian a year or so ago, last year, and basically came out in his own authentic way during the graduation speech.
Sure.
So that got under Holland's, grinded his gears a bit. And Holland
because his
quoted as
speech
saying,
was approved, right?
Matt Easton's speech was approved as valedictorian before he gave the speech at
So
BYU
he
commencement.
didn't necessarily commandeer, but I know
No,
what he
it was
means is that if
approved.
you're making it about your personal thing, but
It's just being
a
authentic.
lot of people get up and say personal things at a valley.
It wasn't commandeered. It was authentically
I
presented in
know,
a speech.
I know. I
Holland says,
remember.
if a student commandeers a graduation podium intended to represent everyone getting diplomas in order to announce his personal sexual orientation, what might another speaker feel free to announce the next year until eventually anything goes? Oh my God. Oh no, not anything goes. Oh no. We've got to keep it under control, Holland. We've got
Well,
to...
I mean,
Oh my God,
but
anything goes.
yeah.
What might commencement come to mean or not mean if we push individual license over institutional dignity for very long? Do we simply end up with more divisiveness in our culture than we already have, and we already have too much everywhere? In that spirit, let me go no farther before declaring unequivocally my love and that of my brethren for those who live with this same sex, and of course he calls it a challenge because he's expecting the same sex attracted humans that go to BYU or that are Mormon to not have any kind of physical intimacy.
Sure.
To act on it, any kind of physical intimacy. So to him, it's a challenge, and he uses the word challenge.
Okay.
Of course.
Well,
No, it's not a challenge.
better than
You
a
just make
sin,
it a challenge.
or better than some other word. I guess. I
And
don't
so
know.
much complexity that goes with it. Too often the world has been unkind and in many instances crushingly cruel. To these, our brothers and sisters, like many of you, we have spent hours with them and wept and prayed and wept again in an effort to offer love and hope while keeping the gospel strong and the obedience to commandments evident in every individual life.
Yeah.
But, he says, it will also... Listen, if you're not Mormon and you're not interested in this, then tune out and turn this off. But we who grew up and lived in this faith,
we
in this
knew
religion
this.
for 40
I guess
years...
this isn't...
It doesn't matter. It's still current news of the day, current events.
Well, it's a reminder of the doctrine that's been around.
It will assist everyone in providing much help if things can be kept in some proportion and balance in the process. Meaning, my God, lay off the fucking lesbian, homosexual, bisexual, lay off those experiences.
All right, yeah.
We're having to deal with it too much. It's like they're crying, I'm having to deal with it too much. We have a scar tissue over it. We've cried and wept with you families and individuals.
We've done enough of
and
this
it's
nonsense.
too much. It's just emotionally taking too much out of it, and it's too divisive.
Well,
stop bringing us these
but
stories.
maybe he is saying,
stop
look,
burdening us with these stories. It's just hurting us too much.
But listen, if you're sending in stories and beating against the LDS Church, the Mormon Church, to make more room for someone, I got news. This is an announcement that this is old
It's not gonna
doctrine
happen.
that's down at the base. You might as well pick up your toys and go play in another pond or
church.
another sandbox, not the LDS one. I mean, at some point, I sort of
We all know this already. Yes, I'm saying that we all know this, but I'm still
No, you
discussing
don't know this.
a current talk that just happened last week. And he says,
Yeah,
for
he's
example,
reminding,
he's reminding the staff and faculty at
Yeah,
BYU,
right.
for example, we have to be careful that love and empathy do not get interpreted as condoning and advocacy, or that orthodoxy and loyalty to principle not be interpreted as unkindness or disloyalty to people. As near as I can tell, Christ never once withheld his love from anyone, but he also never once said to anyone, because I love you, you are exempt from keeping my commandments. We are tasked with trying to strike that same sensitive, demanding balance in our lives. Musket fire? Yes, we will always need defenders of the faith, but friendly fire is a tragedy. And from time to time, the church. So when he says friendly fire is a tragedy, he's basically saying, shut up and stop talking.
Well, he just means
about,
stand up for what you know the doctrine of your religion is.
he's basically saying,
if you're not on board,
shut
hit
up
the road.
about supporting with your flag waving, and you're going to the parades and the flag waving. Shut up with that.
Yeah.
And only do
With the
what
gospel.
the gospel
Sure. Okay.
is
Fair enough.
very clear on.
Yeah.
And that is not flag waving.
Yeah. Right.
And he says friendly fire is a tragedy, meaning attacking
Well,
or
it always
speaking
is.
badly about
I don't know of
the
a time
Mormon
it's
belief
not.
in one man, one woman
Yeah.
as a marriage. From time to time, the church, its leaders, and some of our colleagues within the university community have taken such fire on this campus, and sometimes it isn't friendly, wounding students and the parents of students who are confused about what so much recent flag waving and parade holding on this issue means. Beloved friends, this is Holland still talking. This kind of confusion and conflict ought not to be. There are better ways to move forward crucially important goals in these very difficult matters. Ways that show empathy and understanding for everyone while maintaining loyalty to prophetic leadership and devotion to revealed doctrine. So he's basically saying that flag waving and parade holding is not something that you should be doing.
Yeah. Okay.
My brethren have made the case for the metaphor of musket fire, which I have endorsed yet again today. There will continue to be those who oppose our teachings, and with that, we'll continue the need to define, document, and defend the faith. But we do all look forward to the day when we can beat our swords into plowshares and our spears into pruning hooks, and at least on this subject, learn war no more. And he just quotes man after man after man. All he does is quote man, and the only women he quotes are his own mother. Sorry, I'm talking. I'll give you a second. And Elizabeth Taylor saying she has like 8 husbands and she's not going to keep you very long or something. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no.
Sorry, you were going to say something.
Nothing. Yeah. Yeah, if your alternative lifestyle, for sure, you will have zero room in this religion. So beware. And I would offer a way out for those that are in that, that are of the leaning of, same-sex attraction. If you're gay, yeah, let this be a warning. It's not changing. That's what I'm saying.
And he even mentions something about losing accreditation and certificates for the BYU, and he's willing to do that.
Yeah.
He's willing to do that, saying, yeah, we will lose those things if it needs to be. I don't want it to come to that, but we will. If
it's
people
doctrine.
start boycotting and we lose accreditation or whatever.
That's why all these fights, and, it sounds like I'm not for the fights. I am. But it's like, but then why the fight?
What fight?
To change.
Because these people, these kids that are at BYU
changing.
are stuck there because their parents are, I will only pay for you to go to college at BYU.
Unstuck, man.
I will
don't
only
know.
pay for you.
Jesus.
You must go to church when you're there. You must get your card of, what's it called? You have to get qualified. You've got to interview with the bishop. Yeah. It has to say that you're attending church at least twice out of the month or something. You've got to be in good standing to go to BYU. And these parents are like, this is where you're going. This is where we're paying for you to go. We're not paying for you to go to UCLA. We're not paying for you to go
I guess I would just reach out to
college.
young people to hear what's being said and decide if you're on that side or not. What do I believe?
So he goes...
What do I want to support? Because if you go there, that's what it is.
Absolutely. But there's people, these young people like my niece, my nephew, their parents expect them. They have certain expectations that they have no choice.
I know the pressure and the difficult
they have no
situation.
Choice to go any other way.
I know
They have to make it work in their mind somehow, even if there are things that are conflicting in their mind about, well, I want to support my friend Brent or Braden or
we've
whoever
all done it.
who I know is gay.
We get it.
But at the same time, my dad and my mom, who's a stake president or relief society president or whatever they are, expect me to go here and not say anything and go on a mission and get married in the temple, and there's all these expectations, and they're young, they're naive,
pressure's been stepped up.
So what I was going to say is Holland says if at a future, he says, if necessary, being university second to none in its role primarily as an undergraduate teaching institution, that is unequivocally true to the gospel of the Lord Jesus Christ. In the process, if at a future time that mission means foregoing some professional affiliations and certifications, then so be it. There may come a day when the price we are asked to pay for such association is simply too high, too inconsistent with who we are. No one wants it to come to that, but if it does, we will pursue our own destiny.
Right.
Okay.
Well, interesting.
All right. So now you're on to chewing gum. I can really hear that in the microphone. That's like ASMR gum chewing.
Is it?
Yep.
Sorry. I guess I'm just.
Oh, but he leaves the faculty and staff with an
Yeah.
apostolic blessing. Of
Oh,
course.
my gosh.
The good old
Dude,
apostolic blessing.
I cannot stand that.
Oh my
word.
God. Thank you, Holland. We needed the staff really needed that.
Apostolic.
On every one of you as you start another school year, in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ, with gratitude for his holy priesthood, I bless you personally. Bless the students who will come under your influence, and bless the university as a campus-wide endeavor. Profound personal faith will be your watchword. Profound personal faith will be your watchword. And the unending blessings of personal rectitude will be your eternal oh my God, the way they just circle
Yeah,
jerk
he loves
all
it.
over the freaking words. I'm not kidding you. Him and Oakes and whoever else these apostles are, do they just seriously get off on speaking like this? Listen
On
to these
saying
words.
it in
listen,
different
listen,
ways.
listen. I mean, they seriously sit in their offices and just think of how they can use the fanciest words to sound
It
so
is true.
intelligent.
That is true.
Oh my
I'll
God,
give
it
you
makes
that.
me just roll my eyes. I mean, my God.
yeah.
And with a gratitude for his holy priesthood, I bless you personally. Bless the students who will come, listen to this, will come under your influence, and bless the university as a campus-wide endeavor. I bless you that profound personal faith will be your watchword, and the unending blessings of personal rectitude will be your eternal reward.
I
I
gotta
bless
look
your
up the
professional
blessing.
work,
I
that
gotta
it
look
will
up
be
the
admired
words.
by your peers, and I bless your devotion to gospel truths, and it will be the saving grace in some students' life. I bless your families, that those you hope will be faithful in keeping their covenants will be saved, at least in part because you have been faithful in keeping yours. Light conquers darkness. Truth triumphs against error. Goodness is victorious over evil in the end. I bless each of you. And they spend just hours ending their speeches. I bless each of you with every righteous desire
it's
of
a
your
nice way
heart.
to end.
And thank you for giving
Yeah.
your love and loyalty to BYU, blah, 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 blah,
Yeah.
barfy, barfy, barfity, barf. Standing
All right.
what was uniquely and prophetically was meant to be. May the rest of higher education see your good works and glorify our Father which is in heaven. I mean, my God, it's just pomposity. It's just, I don't even know if that's a word. Just pompousness begets pompousness, begets pompousness, begets pompousness.
Yeah, it's a
Oh my
little.
God.
It's a
Blah,
little.
Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, it's inflated, no doubt.
God.
How you doing? You get that
That
off
really
your
gets
chest?
my ire up. Yeah, really grinds my gears. Put that R in there. It's Jeffrey R. Holland. God, I need some stick figure
You
right
gotta
now.
get the
I need some
initials.
stick figure right now is what I need. Bring me back with some stick figure.
Well, we're gonna take it out with some.
When are we going to see stick figure again?
I don't even know.
When? We need stick figure. Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna turn that
All right.
bass down. It's loud. The bass is
So
heavy.
I feel like I've just railroaded over you, but it's okay. I'm going to just be quiet and listen to stick.
A little bit. Well, listen. Thanks for the take on the old Holland thing there and all the music. We'll
Thanks
continue
for
to
letting
have
me
fun.
rant.
We'll do this more often. We got to get
Well,
on track.
maybe not.
Maybe not.
Yeah,
Okay.
probably not.
All right. See you next time.
Okay.
Stand 10,000 miles from home, sailing upon a ship with